Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to St. John's Baseball here in St. John's, Arizona at Redskin Field. We're 2 outs into the top half of the first, and there is a runner on third base, Gabe Escobedo, who took a walk and was advanced to second on a ground out to first base and Gage Trickey. And the third batter, Ryan Powell, hit a deep fly ball to right, which advanced the runner to third, and that's where we're at. Pass ball just now, and Gabe Escobedo is going to cross the plate for the first run of the game. So now we have a 3-2 count on Matt Riddle, the designated hitter for Miami. Great pitch by Clarence Wilbank, gets the strikeout, and that ends the first half of the first. The lineup for the St. John's Redskins today, we have a freshman starting his first game as a Redskin, and he is facing the number 1 team in the 2A East Division, Miami Vandals, and Clarence Wilbank did a great job. The lineup today for the St. John's Redskins will be Justice Burt, number 2, playing shortstop and leading off, followed by Joe Bushman, number 15, at catcher. Today, Cale Stewart's going to take second base and bat third. The fourth hitter of the Redskins will be Wes Scarborough, playing third base. Batting fifth will be Gage Trickey, playing first base. Batting sixth is going to be Dayson Spencer, playing left field. Clarence Wilbank will bat seventh. He's our pitcher. Number 10, batting eighth, Afton Cox, playing right field. And number 9, batter for the St. John's Redskins will be senior Dion Perry. The Miami Vandals are currently 5-0 and sit atop the 2A East. St. John's is currently 3-2 and sitting in third place. So, you know, the wind's a little breezy today in St. John's. It wouldn't be baseball without a little breeze. So that is just the way it is in St. John's. All right, looks like we're ready for the bottom half of the first, and Justice Burt steps in. The first pitch, straight down the middle for a called strike. Justice is currently sitting second in the 2A East Division with a batting average of .611. He's having quite a year. Fouls that one straight back and falls behind in the count, 0-2. Pop fly out of play, still 0-2. He looks down, gets a sign from the coach, and is ready to go. There's a pitch, another foul ball out of play. You know, it's not often that the Redskins face a left-hander, but that's what they're doing today. Guthrie, their pitcher, is throwing strikes, and we're going to have to hit that ball today. Inside, Justice Goodeye, and takes the count to 1-3. Excuse me, 1-2. Nice little parachute pop fly to the outfield, and Gabe Escobedo's not able to get there, and that drops in for a base hit. That was an excellent try at a fly ball from Escobedo out in center field. Laid completely out, got a glove on it, but wasn't able to bring it in. Next up is number 15, Joe Bushman, one of the leaders of this Redskin baseball team. Joe Bushman is quite an athlete. It's always fun to watch Joe Bushman play ball. He looks in, first pitch, and takes a good cut right down the middle for strike one. The second pitch on its way. A little curveball outside. Joe Bushman is sixth in the conference, in the 2A East Conference, with a 471 batting average. He looks in, gets a nice rip, fouls it back. Taking a look down at the signs with the count 1-2. And they throw over to first to Justice Burt, was easily back. That was time consuming because Justice wasn't 2 feet off the bag.
That's just a throw over there to say, hey, I know you're there. I'm not trying to get you yet, but I know that you're over there.
And ladies and gentlemen, that voice you hear is none other than Paul Hancock, and it's such a pleasure to get to call these games with him, and we're going to have a good time. Rare is the day that we get this kind of weather for a St. John's baseball game.
Any baseball game. You know,
Way outside, Justice takes off, and he slides in easily. Stolen base for number 2, Justice Burt. All right, now Joe's got a little duck over there ready to come in on a base hit and tie this ball game up.
Burt got a great jump on that ball.
And he takes ball 4, so we've got runners on first and second with the big man coming up, Cale Stewart.
On that stolen base, it looked like Burt knew what was coming, and he's almost like, hey, you know that I'm here, but I know you too, so I'm going to get the second on
He
you.
sure did. He got a really great jump. He's second in the conference in stolen bases. Justice can move. A little inside and low for ball 1.
It's impressive to get that kind of a jump on a left-handed pitcher too.
You know, they're looking right at you, and evidently he didn't look close enough at Justice. You're right.
And they get the left-handed pitcher has such the advantage because they only have to come off at a 45-degree angle, so they can almost look like they're coming to the plate, not go to the plate, and you see a ton of kids getting picked off.
So right. Fouled way out of play.
With this left-handed pitcher pitching for Miami today, there's been foul balls for St. John's.
Well, I'll tell you, it's easy for a right-hander to see that ball all the way in from a left-hander, and we don't get to face many of them, so it's always fun when we get a chance to face a lefty. Oh, sweet swing, but he just was over the top of that for strike 2. That other voice you hear is Cale Hancock. He's going to be helping us out here too. Those of you that listen to Teen Legacy Productions and our basketball coverage know who Cale Hancock is. He does a tremendous job. That was a airmail to the backstop, and both runners advanced, no problem. So now Cale is standing in with 2 ducks on the pond. Base hit's going to score 2 and give us the lead. Here's the pitch. Gets another piece of it, foul. I'll tell you, we're running the pitch count up on their pitcher today. No question about that. Everybody's getting a little piece of him.
Cale still right right now. 2-2, 2-2 strikes.
And there's a base hit right in the middle between first and second base. Scores one. They hold Joe Bushman at third, and the score is tied at ones. Cale Stewart with a nice little shot between second and first. They're going to visit the mound and chat with the pitcher. It looks like Ryan Powell, the first baseman, and one of the leaders of this Vandals team, wants to go over and settle his pitcher down just a little bit. And into the batter's box steps Wes Scarborough. Wes is a contact hitter and should be able to get a bat on the ball here. No outs with runners at the corner. Way outside, ball one.
Well, that's the type of pitch you're going to get when you're in St. John's.
You're going to get that outside pitch because the wind just kind of pushes it over there, doesn't it? Oh, he takes a nice cut at that ball. That's a good swing.
You know, that's a good piece of hitting on Cale's part. Hit the ball to the right side of the field. Really fortunate for Miami that we didn't get 2 runs on that one.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Strike.
He's really come down and thrown 2 hard balls, and Wes is behind in the count 1-2. Yeah, Cale battled a bunch of pitches off to get the pitch he wanted to hit to right field. I thought he did a great job. There's a foul ball back to stay alive. That's a good piece of hitting by Wes Scarborough. In the on-deck circle, we've got Gage Trickey, and he is having himself a great year as well. Wes is a baseball player since birth, I think, and he loves the game. He understands the game. I think he's going to do a really great job this year for the Redskins.
You know, you can tell he has a good baseball IQ. He's also umpired the Little League games over there at the field, so he has a pretty good understanding of the rules as well.
He sure does. Oh, they're going to give that outside corner to the pitcher and punch Wes out on a curveball on the outside half of the plate, if not the inside half of the left batter's box. Up to bat now, Gage Trickey.
A lot of the philosophy that we're given on the officials officiating is, you know, let's give those close ones to the pitcher. Let's get the batter to swing the bat, and let's get the game to progress.
And I like that. I like that. I like you to call those pitches that are close strikes, and let's make these kids swing the bat. That's what baseball is all about. Way outside, though, and it's a strike.
I was with Curtis the other night in Payson. We had Payson and Sholo. It ended up being a 6-2 ball game. It was 4-2 going into the top of 7.
Yeah.
Curtis had the plate, and he had a great zone that night. He was just real consistent, real solid. So he's doing a great job.
Oh, I think a little bit of a mental mistake by Miami. The ball was hit by Gage directly back at the pitcher. He thought he had looked Joe Bushman back to third and turned quick to throw Cale Stewart out at second base, which allowed Joe Bushman to plate the go-ahead run for the Redskins. Now stepping to the plate is Dason Spencer, left fielder for the St. John's Redskins. I've worked with this kid, and this kid can hit. When he gets the ball on the screws, that thing will go. Dason looks like a baseball player, doesn't he, Cale? How he stands in the box there.
You know, it's interesting you talk about the baseball player look.
Yeah.
And you're right, he does. You know, he's got the armband a little higher.
Yeah.
A lot of them go with a little bit longer hair nowadays. But, I mean, he's just built and looks like a baseball player.
I think he does. He does look like a baseball player. I like that kid. That's a nice swing. He's playing aggressive. They throw down to first, but not in time. Gage Trickey's easily back. So currently it's 2-1 Redskins, 2 outs, and it's 2 balls, 1 strikes on Dason Spencer.
It's a great job by Gage getting the throw down there.
Yeah,
And let him know that
absolutely.
he's down there.
Yep.
Don't let him have 100% of their attention on the batter. Hey, I'm down here, and then make it a little bit easier on the batter.
Yep. Dason pulled his head a little bit on that, was trying to get out in front of that. There it is. And it's just foul. I'll tell you, this pitcher has thrown his share of pitches in this first half inning. We've really battled him and gave him many pitches to throw based on foul balls. Hanging curveball is a ball. Down goes Gage, tricky, and the call.
They got through.
Oh, the ball got through, and so he is safe. From my vantage point, I couldn't tell if it got through or not. I was looking directly straight down that first bit.
The only reason I knew it got through is because you can see the reaction of the fielders.
I got you.
That was a great throw.
Very good throw.
And, I mean, I don't know.
I thought
If
he
he
had
catches
it.
the ball,
I thought he had it.
That's a tough call. Who knows?
Yeah.
If you get him or not? It's right there. It's
I
a bang
agree.
bang.
That throw was outstanding. It was right on top of the bag. And swinging third strike for the third out of the first inning. So at the end of one, the St. John's Redskins leave the Miami Vandals 2-1. A little information about the Miami Vandals. Currently, their center fielder and number one hitter, Gabe Escobedo, is leading the conference, the 2A conference, with a 786 batting average, which is just incredible. He is every bit as good as advertised. Some of you may or may not know, I coached the St. John's Redskin basketball team, and I've been following Gabe Escobedo since he was in 8th grade. This kid is a player at everything he does. So he's a tremendous football player. He's a tremendous basketball player. His mom told me today that's the sport he loves the most. I said, I know. He was putting 20 points on us every time we faced him. He's tough. And then you look at the state max preps list, and there at the very top is Gabe Escobedo. Just love the kid, think he's a great kid, think he's one tremendous athlete. He is the kind of athlete you don't see very often. Tanner Perry, their second baseman, is hitting 600. They've got quite a baseball program, and their coaching staff and their players are really, really good. So St. John's got their work cut out for them, but now stepping to the plate for the Miami Vandals, it looks like it's going to be
Holmes?
Yep, it looks like it's going to be Holmes, and we're going to find out. That's Gabe Holmes, and we're going to find out how well he does today.
You know what? And the Miami's, they're fifth, ranked fifth in the state in the 2A.
That's correct.
They're second in the 2A East. They've beaten Superior, Santa Cruz, Round Valley 7-2.
Yep.
And then they put a whipping on Pima 23-1 and Arete Prep 17-1. So
Yeah.
you're right. This is a very good,
Very good team.
Miami team.
And, you know, they've got Morenci rated above Miami right now, but, you know, it remains to be seen what happens there. They haven't faced one another yet. Both teams are tremendous. We'll find out how well that goes.
Yeah, how do you put a team that's undefeated in their conference as the number 2 team?
I know. I agree with you. I'll tell you, I'm pretty excited about this young Scooter Wiltbank up on the mound for the St. John's Redskins. Very rarely do you see Coach Davis go to a freshman to start a conference game against one of the toughest opponents we face. And he only allowed one run in that first inning, and that was just a base on ball and then 2 sacrifice hits to move the runner. And here he's fallen behind 2-1, but I'll tell you, he's doing a great job. That's a great pitch inside half.
That's a tough pitch to hit.
Yeah, you ain't hitting that pitch. That's a tough pitch to hit and a great pitch to throw, that inside low fastball.
Absolutely. That gets you a lot of ground ball outs. That's what
Yep.
you want.
Bounced it off the top of the plate to walk the first batter of the second inning. And now stepping to the plate is number 6, and that is Angel Pena, who is playing shortstop for these Miami Vandals.
He's right on top of that plate. These
Boy.
kids are crowding that plate. They're
Yeah,
like
they sure
daring
do.
daring you to throw it on the inside part of the plate.
Bushman lost sight of that ball for a second, but runner decided not to advance. When you get your first base runner, your first batter on, you don't want to lose that to the throw out at second base. There's a ball pitched right up the middle. Beautiful for Cale Stewart, who flings it, and that's a double play. Let me tell you about Cale Stewart. That soft glove of his, and then he just backhands that over to Justice Burt, who throws a rope, right, over to Gage Trickey, who stretches and grabs that ball. That's not easy.
Smooth, though.
That was smooth. Nothing ever surprises me with Cale Stewart.
Oh, Cale's just a phenomenal athlete. Just, I don't know, if you go to your glove and throw it with your hand, I don't know if you get the double play. It was
I don't
close
either.
At first.
It was very close at first. You don't get the double play if you go to your hand and release that. So that was tremendous.
Yeah, that was
Just
a great
tremendous.
Play. Great turn, too. Great turn by Justice over there.
Well, Justice is a baseball player through and through. That kid bleeds baseballs, I think.
Well, and that's the thing about a few of these kids on the St. John's team is that's how they feel.
Yeah.
You know, Scooter, or as I like to call him, knees.
Yeah.
That results from a football where he ended up getting kicked out of a game because of an
Oh, I heard that
inadvertent
story.
knee. So
Yeah.
I like to give him a hard time about that with knees.
Yeah.
But, you know, he loves baseball.
Yes,
And you get a couple of these other kids, and that's how you get great teams.
I agree. And, having coached Justice Burt for 3 years, I always think that each player has their thing, and that's a tough one.
That's a tough pop.
That's a little parachute pop fly over the pitcher, and Cale's not able to get there, so we're going to call that an infield hit in the ugliest way. And there you have it. I always think that these players are certain kind of players. Joe Bushman is a football player that plays basketball and baseball. Right. Justice Burt's a baseball player that plays basketball. Heck, I don't know what Cale is. I think he's a football, basketball, baseball player that plays all three. I can't quite put
Cale's
a
what he
finger on
wants to be.
Yeah, he's whatever he wants to be. Gage Trickey, same thing. He's a baseball player that plays football. Dion Perry, I think, is a football player that plays baseball and wrestles and plays basketball. Dion's one of the best athletes in St. John's High School. The kid can do anything he sets his mind to. So we've got 2 outs thanks to a double play, and I love this guy's name. His first name is Wheezy.
Wheezy.
And, I like it. And then he tells me that his second name is Koyasiva. And I hope I'm doing him justice. Great kid. I talked to him before the game. And he stands in and takes ball 2. He's a left-handed hitter. And I just think you're at an advantage if you can really hit the ball from the left side. You're 2 steps closer to first base. You get a bat on the ball, and you can make a lot of things happen.
Well, one of the things, too, being a lefty, is where we play or where we live, most of the pitchers are the righties. So you're seeing the ball
The whole
way better, the whole way. It's not crossing the bridge of your nose.
Yep.
You're getting a better seat. You're closer to the base as well.
Wow, he put that thing about 200 yards in the air, but right under is Afton Cox to make the 3rd out of the 2nd inning. Afton's done a nice job in right field today. He's had a couple of tough handles, and he's made both those plays. So after 1.5, score remains 2-1. And now the St. John's Redskins are going to plate Afton Cox and Dion Perry to start this bottom half of the 2nd. I'm looking forward to seeing Dion hit. I've watched him. The first game of the season against Morinci, he had just got done with wrestling, had been out for 2 practices, and immediately put into the starting lineup, and he just didn't have his timing right. Since that first game, he's really started to explode, and he's moved to way up the list of Redskin hitters and is currently hitting 357 and is sitting 14th in the 2A East, and proud of that kid. Does a great job. I've watched him play baseball since he was 8 years old, Paul.
Wow.
Yeah. It looks like the freshman, Scooter Wiltbank's going to be the first at bat. And then we're going to have, after Scooter, we're going to have Afton Cox and Deion Perry. So I almost tried to talk myself out of letting Scooter hit, and I'm excited to see him hit. I've been working with this kid, as you well know, since he was a little boy. He found out that I knew a little about baseball, and we decided to make it a weekend thing. Every weekend we went out to the baseball park and we worked on different things, and his goal was to hit the ball over the Little League fence, and we made that happen. This kid can play. Freshman, senior, I don't care, he can play. I'm guessing this is probably the first left-hander he's faced all year, and so he's really having to look at that.
It's a little.
He was too far off the plate, I think.
Yeah, he's a little far off the plate. It's
Yep.
going to be tough to hit that outside corner. And,
Yep.
and that's a great and easy pitch for the left-handed pitcher to hit.
I
that
agree
outside
with you.
corner. And
Yeah.
so he's just going to play out there all
I
day.
think that pitcher was smart. He saw how far off the plate he was, and he just picked him apart on the outside corner. And now stepping into the box is Afton Cox. What a great kid.
Great kid.
Great kid. Love this kid. Fun to watch him playing baseball. Nice cut. He's got to keep his head down on that. Pulling his head a little bit there. 2 pitches, 2 strikes, Cale.
It's an official's dream right there. The
Yep.
umpire, get those strikes. Let's get
Yep.
the game going.
Yep.
Strikes and outs, good.
I'll tell you this much. You don't see this very often, but he's got 6 pitches and 2 strikeouts. How about that? He's thrown 6 pitches. He's got 2 strikeouts. And now into the batter's box steps Deion Perry. That's not happening with Deion. Deion takes an inside pitch, doesn't even move, stands there like it's no big deal, takes it right inside. It's going to take him more than 3 pitches to get this kid out. Ball low.
You know, that's
2-0.
just Deion. You can just see Deion battles.
Deion,
He just battles. Things don't come easy to him, but he just battles. It's like he's going to get there.
and nothing that this kid does ever amazes me. He is just such a great little athlete. Look at that. He takes that nice pitch, makes contact, drives it foul. I'll tell you, if you can't get around on this ball and it's in the air, it probably is going to end up foul with this wind. So that's a good eye. Swung at a strike. Oh, that was a sweet pitch right on the outside corner.
Great place to be right now. Great place. Like you said, anything that goes in the air to the right is going to probably end up out of play.
Yeah. Deion's got to protect here, and he does that. Fouls that ball back. Deion's 2-2 and got a battle and swing at anything close. And let's see what happens right here. Oh, and he does get a nice little pop-up. It looks like Escobedo's under it, and he makes the catch
And
for
that's
3 outs.
The ending of the second inning.
All right,
We hope you're enjoying today's Legacy Team production broadcast. Legacy Team Productions is one of many proactive youth engagement programs that are part of our Legacy Teen Centers. We created the first Legacy Teen Center, The Loft, in St. John's, Arizona, in 2017 to provide local high school students with a free, safe, positive, fun place where they could gather together outside of school. The Loft has musical instruments, free guitar lessons, computer access with high-speed internet, video games, art supplies, pool tables, ping pong, air hockey, a recording studio, with audio editing equipment, video production equipment, a kitchen, cooking classes, and much more. The Loft also hosts dances, parties, summer outdoor hikes, special events, and much more. We are planning to open our second Legacy Teen Center in Round Valley this spring, the Lodge. The goal of the Legacy Teen Centers is to proactively engage with our youth, provide them resources to learn new skills, build a stronger sense of belonging and personal connections, and hopefully spark inspiration and passion in their lives. I wanted to thank Paul Hancock, Victor Chavez, Hannah Wilkinson, and the Gwynns for making the Loft program successful. Big thank you to Judge Butch Gennels for teaching free guitar lessons each week. And finally, we are grateful to the Apache County leadership, local school officials, and the St. John's community for your support. We hope you enjoy the rest of the Legacy Teen Production broadcast.
All right, top of the third inning, and Miami steps to the plate, and Clarence Wilbank throws ball low straight down the middle. Second pitch straight up the middle, right past Wilbank to center field. Dion comes racing in to get that ball, throw it back in. Clance has started each inning with allowing a base runner to first base. I'll tell you what, this kid's doing a heck of a job on the mound for the Redskins. So proud of him. Next batter in is the leader in batting average for the entire 2A conference, Gabe Escobedo. Let's see what Clance can get him to do. There's the pitch off the shin of Clance to... off the shin of Clance. We're going to have to check on him, make sure he's okay. That ball was ripped right up the middle. Runner advances to second, so 2 balls right up the middle has Vandals standing 1 and 2.
Yeah, 2 well-hit balls to start.
I'll tell you, as the father of a pitcher, nothing scares you more than seeing that ball rocket right back up the box at the pitcher. Many times I just had to turn my head and not look and hope that all the practice paid off. That second ball that was hit up the middle was hit hard. It gave him very little chance to get out of the way.
But you know Clance is a tough kid.
Tough kid.
Didn't grow up easy. He grew up as a worker. His parents, own a business here in town, and they make their kids work.
I know that.
Working kids are tough kids. He's going to be okay.
Yep, he'll be just fine, and he's pitching a whale of a game. Really doing a great job. I'm in amazement of Clance all the time. But his love for baseball shows through. This is his favorite time of year. And now stepping to the plate is Perkins, the left fielder for the Miami Vandals. Runners at first and second, no out.
Perkins last inning, the first inning, went into a fielder's choice that advanced the runner to second base.
Yes. Both runners advanced. Joe Bushman was able to block that down in front of him, but as soon as that happened, the lead at second base was such that he was able to get into third base pretty easy. That's a tough play.
That's a lot of speed.
Yeah.
That kid's quick, and once he decided to go, he went.
Yeah.
A lot of times you see a kid go halfway and kind of dance a little bit.
Yep.
The catcher has a shot.
He just put his head down and went straight to third base.
Absolutely.
That's a nice pitch by Clant, little off-speed hook, and the batter was way out in front of it for strike. The infield's going to have to move in now, Paul, and they're going to have to try and stop these 2 runners from getting across the bag. So you see Kale's way in, Wes is way in at third base, Gage is in on the grass at first base. So if we can get a stop right here, quick out at first base, we're doing just fine. There's the pitch, and that's a great pitch right down the middle, takes it. for strike two. Counts 2-2 on the batter. And this is an important out for Clance to get, I'll tell you for sure.
Yeah, you're really hoping for a ground ball to one of your middle infielders that gets a quick throw to the plate, hopefully cut down the runner at third, then you put yourself back into double play position.
At least to be able to get a ball that's hit hard enough that they can hold the runners, go to first, walk the runner back to third. There's the pitch straight up the middle, and it's a strike three swinging. That was a huge out for the Redskins.
Even better, get the strikeout.
Now you've got one of the toughest players on the Vandal team, Ryan Powell, stepping to the plate. This kid is a ball player, let me tell you, and he is very confident. Coached against him in basketball, and he was a tough kid. Tough to deal with, very confident player. He just called strike one. He's ready to go now, though. And here comes the pitch. It's a hard hit to third base.
Yeah, gotta get that first.
Oh, we don't know. Wes made a great play on the ball, but then hesitated on whether to throw the runner out at first or not, and that hesitation cost them a run, and the runner was able to advance to first base. In that situation, I'd like to see him come up and just fire to first base, concede the run, get that second out, and now we're sitting 2-2, and the batter now is the third out.
Yeah, that kid on first, or on third base, the Pena kid,
Yes.
he was off at the crack.
Yes, and the ball was hit so high, it bounced off of the dirt at home plate. It was hit so high, they weren't going to be able to get anybody at home.
No, you're not going to get him at home. He had a great jump.
Yep.
You had to jump high to get it. You didn't land in a balanced position. Gather yourself, throw the kid out and going to first base.
Yes.
You know, he's a little bit slower than everybody else. He's the one that gives you a shot. Once you decide not to do either one, just eat it.
Well, and I'll tell you, Wes is in a difficult situation. Yeah! What a play right there. I got a little carried away there, Paul. I may have broke your eardrums. That was quite a play. You okay, Cale?
Give everyone a heads up on that one because he was thrown out. Great play setup. You see the setup all the time.
The setup is always the same, but it works every time. Every time. I'll tell you, Joe Bushman comes up firing to second base, and then Justice is able to step in front of that base and throw back to home to tag out a very speedy Gabe Escobedo. He's no joke. A lot of speed. Now, see, that's what I'm talking about.
He lost.
Nice!
Got him.
There we go. What a play by the Redskins. Now, let me tell you something. They were set up to really kind of fall apart there, and they did the exact opposite. They banded together and made two outstanding plays to keep the score tied at 2.
You know, runner on second and third, no outs.
Yeah.
You give up one run.
I'll take that all day long and twice on Sunday.
That's great defense. Wes, made a really tough play. Then he ends up kicking the ball, gathers the ball, and still is able to get the runner out at first. And he was scooting down the line.
And something we haven't said about Wes is he's been the starting right fielder all season. This is his first start at third base, and he has done a tremendous job. Third base is one of those positions that I prefer someone else to play. I'm not a big fan of having to play the hot corner. You've got to have a cannon arm. You've got to be willing to stand in front of some of the hot shots when kids get around and turn on a ball and you don't have any time to make any adjustment. Third base is tough.
I tell you, that's where your toughest kid plays.
Yeah.
He's got to be the meanest, toughest kid with a good arm.
I agree with you. You got to have a cannon arm. That's the toughest throw in baseball that's made consistently is third to first. Now I'm excited to watch this number 2 for the St. John's Redskins, Justice Burt. If you like baseball and you like to watch kids that can play baseball, well, Justice Burt's your guy. And just like that, hits a rocket shot right at third, that position I don't like to play, and the third baseman was able to handle that. It was hit right at him. 3 feet to the left, 3 feet to the right. That thing's to the fence.
It's funny, doing a game one time, and there was a shot like that, and the coach, like, they've been putting the guy down there for over 180 years. Since the invention of baseball, like, you think you'd try to hit it somewhere else.
You'd think.
But again, that's one of the best players, your best athletes, your toughest kid.
He's got to be
down
your
there.
toughest kid. There's no question about that because, boy, you're taking some shots. Now into bat is Joe Bushman. He takes that first pitch and drives it foul. He's ready, though. He's ready to go. That curveball's a little high, and the count is 1-1. In coaching Joe Bushman for 3 years, let me tell you, you'll never meet a harder working kid, a kid that cares more about making sure that he does everything he can to help his team win. He's just a top competitor. He takes called second strike down the middle, but don't think for 1 second he's going to take another strike. He'll be swinging. There he takes the ball to right field. If that wind wouldn't kick up, gosh dang, I'll tell you, the wind just pushes that thing out of bounds. Otherwise, that was a beautiful hit. That was going to go clear to the right field fence.
Yeah, that's a triple if it stays in the line.
Yeah.
Welcome to St. John's, Arizona, where the wind's always blowing.
You are so right, Cale. I can't even tell you. If the wind blows, I know it's getting close to baseball season. That's what I know.
And the snow starts flowing.
Well,
We don't get
I'm
snow in
thankful
baseball
today for the sunshine, let me tell you. It's nice to be out in short sleeve shirt today. All right, Bushman steps back in, 1-2 in the count. There's a ball hit straight back, out of
Oh.
play.
Straight over our heads, too.
That's a fifth pitch to Joe Bushman in this at bat, and he's battling him. You can tell there's no intimidation on Joe's face. He's ready to go. He wants to get a pitch he can hit and drive that thing.
Well, you know, just watching him in basketball, he's a competitor.
Oh.
He doesn't panic when things get down. He's got a 2-2 count right now. You know he's not worried.
Nope.
He's going to fight it off.
And that's high and outside, ball 3. So Joe's worked an 0-2 count to a full count, 3-2.
Again, he hasn't panicked. He just, knows that one's out and let it go.
Yeah,
There's never panic in Joe Bushman. I don't think he even knows what the word means.
I don't like these full counts because if there's a ball, they can get a walk. If there's a strike, it's an out. And Joe Bushman.
So what ended up happening there was Joe Bushman hits a rocket shot to the shortstop, but it kicks up and gives him an easy play on that ball. He takes his time, throws it over to first base, and the first baseman bobbled it, and Joe Bushman is safe at first. I would probably give that E to the first baseman because he needed to grab that ball, and Joe Bushman's out. So now stepping to the plate is our big guy, Cale Stewart, one of the best kids you'll ever meet. They throw back to first just to let Joe know that they know he's there.
Well, I think, Miami's figured it out. St. John's isn't afraid. They're going to run when they get a chance. He just saw some speed from Joe making that play. It was
Yep.
a closer play than it should have been, and I think that probably played in the first baseman's ear.
Holy cow.
That is
I'll
a
tell you what,
fast
Cale
ball.
took a fastball and took that thing foul, and he hit that thing hard. If he comes with a fastball down the middle of the plate, I'm telling you right now, we're probably going to see this thing go out of here, Cale. That's what I think. Your namesake out there, number 11, Cale Stewart. I got Cale sitting next to me here, Cale batting. I'm covered in Cale. And there it goes, right up the middle. Second baseman makes a heck of a stop on that, and they're able to turn the double play. I'll tell you this much, that second baseman, his name is Tanner Peary. And he, if you watched any basketball games, know he was the little number 2, their shooting guard, and he is an athlete and a half too. He laid out, stopped that ball, was able to make an accurate throw to shortstop, and the shortstop was able to fire that thing over to first base to turn the double play.
When he bobbled it, I thought there's no way they're getting this double play. You got Cale running down
Yep.
He's got good speed. Joe Bushman barreling in on you. I mean,
Yep.
you gotta make great throws here, but they did. Miami, great job by Miami. Give a shout out to Mr. Bruce Bishop. He says, Kale, it's good to hear you again. So, Kale, you need to speak up a little bit more and let us know what's going on out here.
That's right.
Okay.
That is right.
So Kale, that inning we had an error, but no hits, no runs, and no one left on base due to the double play.
Nice.
And one thing to mention, Kale has a bum hip that he hurt in a game 2 games ago. Wasn't able to practice for a few days, so he's not as quick down the base path as he usually is. But I know Kale as well as anyone in St. John's, and he's not making any excuses. I can promise you that.
Yeah, Kale is definitely not a person who makes excuses. He's going to go out there, and if he's suited up and in the lineup, he's going to give you everything that he has, and
That's a fact.
tape it up and go.
That's
Let's
a
be
fact.
a warrior. He's one of those warrior kids out there.
Now back on the mound for his 4th inning of work is Clance Wilbank. And think about that, Kale. He's only a year older than you, right? Is that true?
No.
No, 2 years,
years.
right? Yeah, you're in 7th grade. Clance is a freshman. So he's just 2 years older than you. He's taking the mound against this tough Vandals team. Clance is doing a great job.
I have him giving up 2 hits at this point.
Yeah,
of
he's
the
done a
game.
tremendous job.
The first run scored on a walk. That was
Yeah.
fielder's choice, get him to second, sack, get him to third, and he gets by. I think he got by on a pass ball,
Yep.
got him in. So I mean,
Tremendous job. I'm proud of him. He's done a great job. There's an easy pop fly. Who's going to call that? It looks like our first baseman, Gage Trickey's going to get back there, call off all comers, and take that on his own. Nice job by Gage.
And that's the first out of this inning.
So Clance is able to toss a few pitches, get a nice easy can of corn over there to first base, and now he's facing number 6.
As my dad says, strikes and outs get you home.
That is right. And that was a strike swinging by Angel Pena. And now he is behind in the count, 0-1. What a great day for baseball.
that's a beautiful day. We do have a little bit of a breeze. It's not bad. We don't worry about wind here until it starts getting into the 50s.
I agree with you completely. Oh, there's an inside pitch, and Angel is ready to go, and he's swinging at everything very aggressive. He takes a pitch that's probably 8 inches inside, and he rips it down foul down the third baseline. So Clance is ahead in the count now. He is 0-2 on this batter. Let's see if he can work some magic and get a strikeout here. Oh, he gets his bat on the ball to Justice, fires a shot, but let me tell you something.
And he's
Angel
safe.
Pena is a rocket down the first baseline.
Yeah,
I mean, Justice was able to come up with that ball cleanly, throw a nice strike over to Gage, and still not in time.
I mean, it wasn't a real hard hit ball, but it wasn't slow.
No.
It was a ball
No.
that 90% of the time the runner was out of first
He was
base.
down the base path fast. Here comes one of my favorite players for the Miami Vandals, Tanner Perry. Kid is such an athlete. I was chatting with him today and reminded him when we first met. He was just a little freshman, and this year he has just exploded into this really talented athlete and doing a great job on the baseball field. Did a tremendous job on the basketball court, much to my dismay. And I really like this kid. He's very, very confident. He stands in now with the runner at first. 1 out. There's the pitch. The runner's going. The throw's on line, but not in time. He's safe at second. I'm telling you, that Angel Pena could scoot.
He's as fast as I am in my dreams.
There you go. Yep, he's fast.
I don't even think I could be that fast falling downstairs.
Yeah. Well, it depends on how steep the stairs are.
Good point. Maybe a ladder. Maybe if I fell off a ladder, I might be that fast.
And here's the pitch to Tanner. It's called strike. Nice pitch by Clarence Wilbank.
They take advantage of that zone. You know, he looks a little bit like he's got a good wide zone. Take advantage of it.
I like a good wide zone. I also like the outside half called strike. Because if I was playing, Paul, in this game, I would look for the outside half of the plate because I'd want to take it over to right field, somewhere over there, and let that wind curl it back into the line.
I thought if you can get it just over first base,
Yes.
you know, and curling where it just hits inside that line. That ball's in the corner.
Yep, and you're standing 3. You're not even sliding at 3. You're
Yeah.
standing 3.
You might slide into home on that one,
Yeah,
but
you're
you're
right.
definitely walking into third.
You're right. Hey, I'll tell you another thing. We got a nice little crowd out here today, Paul. I'm very excited about that. What do you think?
Yeah.
It's a nice crowd, lots of people. They're loving the sunshine.
And you know when you're from a small town and there's no one inside wearing a mask.
You know what? You gotta like that, right?
Yeah.
I'm looking for a mask. I can't see one.
No.
The catcher and the home plate umpire, but they both are wearing masks. They got to account for it.
Touche.
That's right.
The top of the mask that protects your face.
Ball a little high for Tanner. Looks over, get a sign from his coach. Runner at second base, 1 out. 2-2 on the count. Here's the pitch from Clarence Wilbank. Nice hit, but over the top of Cale Stewart, and it looks like they're gonna wave him on around, and the Miami Vandals have taken the lead 3-2 on a base hit from Tanner Perry. I'll tell you what, when Gabe Escobedo and Tanner Perry stop playing against St. John's, that's going to be nice. Those kids have just done such a tremendous job against us. Now here comes my favorite name in the game, Wheezy, coming up to hit. That's a baseball name. I like that name.
That's a great nickname. I mean,
Yep.
you know, that's something they'd named me after about a 10-yard run.
That's funny. And pass ball moves Tanner Perry to second base. And I think Clance just needs to settle down a little bit. He's done a tremendous job. Just concentrate on the batter. Let's get out of this inning. Let his teammates go to work. He's got an out. Oh, and you know, I'll tell you one thing in high school baseball, all coaches are the same. You pitch an inside pitch, those coaches want you to wear it. Every one of them. Every one I meet are like, if that thing's inside, you wear that. And I'm thinking to myself, well, that's easy for you to say. You're not the one wearing it. I'm the one that's having to wear that. So they've got runners on first and second now.
You know, at least he didn't do the Rick Vaughn impersonation when he got hit by the ball. Or not, it was not Rick Vaughn, it was the third. The other player goes down in the heat.
There's a little bunt to move the runners. Clance, there's not a play. And so we've got the bases loaded now with 1 out. And the Redskins are still okay. All they have to do is get a couple of easy ground balls. We're looking right now at the back side of the order. There's not a whole lot to worry about if we can just get some ground balls.
Well, that was Pena, so it looks like we flipped the order. We should be going up to SOD.
We are flipping the order, but I don't know if it's Gabe it is Gabe in the on deck circle. So
Yeah, I think we're at the top.
we're at the top of the order, but you know, I love me some Gabe Escobedo, but so far he's walked and had a ground
Walking an infield single.
So let's just see if we can't get him enticed in to take a little infield grounder and turn a double play and get the heck out of this thing, because this isn't looking pretty right now. I'll tell you for sure. There's a lot of green on the base path. Clance has handled Gabe well so far. Just keep in mind he's leading the conference in batting average. He's hitting .786. He is 11 for 14 in today's bat. He has 1 at bat There's a rocket shot up the middle, and that's going to go all the way out to center field. And Deion Perry, he comes up firing, gets it into the infield, but it plates 2, and that takes the score to 5-2. So now Angel Perkins is back up. This kid can fly.
Yeah, you want to get double play depth here. Hope you get one hit your middle infield.
Gage is really working to get to that ball, but it's out of play. They had a chance to get, not only if that thing stays in play, Gage may make the play, and Gabe was running on the pitch. It was going to be tough for him to get back to first base. So,
The way that ball was hit there too, you might be able to get a runner with a runner on third tags.
I agree with you.
But you got to stay on first because the first.
Well, we got one out. We really need to protect that double play if we can. I think the last at bat, Angel struck out. So
Yeah, he's basically over 2. He's got the fielder's choice in the first one and a strikeout on the second at bat.
I'd like to keep his speed out, and looks like he's able to get a base hit over the second baseman's head, just a little line drive over Cale's head, and that looks like it's going to be all for Clance. I'll tell you, I'm proud of Clance Wilbank. He did a great job for 3 innings. He held this team in check. It's a tough ask to have a freshman come out here and play against a team this talented. And I think Clancy did a great job today. Through strikes, was able to get some strikeouts, and the team really stood strong behind him. This fourth inning started out, and they were able to get their first 2 base runners on. That's tough to deal with.
It's tough to deal with. And Miami, like you said, they're a good young ball club. A lot of speed. They're going first to third on you now.
Yes.
You get the ball out of the infield, they're going first and third, so they're continuing setting themselves up for more runs. You have runners on first and third, 1 out as you come when Gage comes and gets ready.
Yep, now we've got Gage Tricky, the left-hander, coming up and warming up, and it looks like the Swiss Army knife is going to move from second to first. Cale can play anywhere on the field, and he's going to take over at first base, and Clance Wilbank is going to leave the mound and step out to second base.
Clance has given up 5 runs. He has 6? No, yeah, 6 runs. He's on the hook for the 2 that are on the bases as well. But let's see if we can get out of here.
I mean, at the end of the day, to go 3 innings as a freshman against what I think is the best team in the division and hold him to 2 runs, I thought he did just a terrific job. But let me say one thing about baseball. You get to face in a pitcher for the 3rd time and the 2nd time, it becomes so much easier to figure out what they're really doing, and you're able to really start making an impact. So when you get through that batting order for a 2nd and 3rd time, it becomes a little sketchy.
It's tough. The 3rd time through is tough. They definitely figured you out. Miami's well coached. Those coaches are paying attention. They're talking to their hitters, letting them know what's coming. You can't say anything negative about what Clance just did.
Oh, no, I thought he was tremendous. I thought he did a really great job. In today's baseball, many managers on that 3rd time through the lineup, they're pulling the pitcher regardless of what he's doing because the hitter's seen him 2 times. Now we're going to see Gage Tricky and see what he can do. He's got Ryan Powell up. Ryan's a tough pitcher, and he takes an inside pitch for strike 1. That is a great pitch. And we try and make a play at third. And looks like Wes wasn't able to wrangle that throw in. It gets past him over to the fence line, and Gabe Escobedo was able to score from third. So that pushes the score to 7-2.
It's almost like on that play, hey, you know what?
Let's not do anything.
He's already a third.
Yeah.
Don't try to get the guy at second or at third base. The guy's already at second. Don't worry about the guy at third. Let's just go in. Let's settle ourselves down. Let's get the out. Let's worry about getting an out right now and start getting ourselves out of this inning.
Yep, I agree with you. There's a bunt, and that thing is going to drop in, and they're able to score the run. And Gage was sliding in to try and get that ball, and just was unable to come up with it.
Miami is gaining control of this game.
Miami has taken control of this game, I would say.
Yes.
This inning has kind of come undone for the St. John's Redskins.
You know, it's one of those innings that started out pretty well. Got the first runner out. Had a chance on the second one.
Yep,
Kid got out play.
beat out the throw.
You know, the plays have been there to get out, but with the speed of Miami and their ability to play this game, it's just, you can tell why they're one of the best teams in this
And
division.
the other thing that I notice about them, Paul, is they're just confident. They come in, they look confident, they stand confident. I'll tell you, my basketball players love this kid. This is Matt Riddle, and he was the center on the basketball team. Great kid, plays a good position for him here. He's DHing. That's nice. I think being a DH is a cool thing to do. You come out and you hit, you go sit down, have a drink.
You're just a hired gun.
Just give me a bottle of water, and I'm going to watch this, and I'm going to come out and crack the ball as hard as I can. That's the way it goes.
Just a hired gun. I'm out here to do one thing. I'm going to go in there and take a nap. You guys handle everything else.
That's right. All right, we're going to need to get an out right here.
This is our ninth
And by the
batter,
way,
too.
I'm not saying this game's over, because I've seen too many times where you're able to get ahead of a pitcher and start thinking that it's all over. As Yogi Berra said, it ain't over till it's over.
Well, at the end of the day, you're playing baseball
Yeah.
with high school kids.
Yeah.
Anything can happen.
Anything. We saw that happen in the Morenci game to start the season. St. John's up 7-2, going into the seventh inning, and lose that game. So anything can happen. All we need to do is get these 2 outs and get back to the plate and see if we can't get a little magic happening in our bats.
And Coach Davis has had a lot of success, and so the kids believe in him and in his ability to coach wins.
Yes.
So if anyone can bring this team back, it's Coach Davis and these
Well,
kids.
you know, we're at a high school where Coach Davis has been coaching for 20 plus years. There's nothing he hasn't seen. I got a fun story. I coached Coach Davis years ago, and talk about hard-nosed. We were talking about third baseman being tough. He was a first baseman, and it didn't matter where the other team threw the ball, where the rest of his teammates threw the ball. He was digging that thing up if it meant catching it with his teeth. He was really a tough first baseman.
You know, just knowing Coach Davis, he's a gritty person, and that's why he just grinds. You know, his basketball teams they're great defensive teams, and they grind out their wins. They
Yep.
wear you down.
He's a grinder.
Yeah.
There's no question. He would take that as a compliment. That pitch was close, but a little low.
This is our 10th batter of the inning.
You never like to see that,
So
Paul.
they've turned it over. Yeah, you put up crooked numbers when you go through 10 batters.
Crooked numbers are not what you want to see. And this one's really crooked.
At this point, you just want to try to stay away from putting a double-digit number up there, and they're getting close. It's 7 for this inning.
Yep. But like I said, I mean, this is not too far to come back from. You still got 3 at-bats. Actually, I've seen it happen before. It could happen. That's a nice pitch by Gage. That's a little hook. Got in on his hands, and he had to foul that thing off.
Well, you know, if one team can put up 7 in an inning, so can the other.
I think you're right. I agree with that completely. That's a base
Maybe we can
hit
get 2
right
on this
to
one.
Clance. Clance throws to second. Justice throws to first, and that's a
great
double play.
dig.
And we're the heck out of that inning. Let's forget about that inning. What do you say, Kale? We got to get out of that inning.
Well,
That's the second double play that St. John's
His
done
turn.
today.
Yeah. That was a great stretch by Cale. Justice comes across that second base bag from shortstop, and he can fling it, let me tell you.
Yeah, that wasn't a real hard hit ball,
Nope.
but Clance got there and was able to get it to Justice. Justice had a great turn, and Cale had a great dig out there at first base. Had to
Yep.
stretch a little bit, work on it.
Yep.
But he's able to keep his foot on the
Clance
bag,
was
get it out.
able to stay down on that ground ball, which is critical. And then Justice throwing a rocket to Cale, and Cale's a big boy, 6'4". He's able to stretch out there and make the play.
Way to get out of that inning with, you gave up 7 runs, but you really minimized it. You had runners in scoring position.
We had runners in scoring position. There were runners on base with 1 out. You were able to get out of that with a double play. Now let's see what the Redskins are made of. They're going to have to come back, and they're going to have to put up some points here. You don't have to get it all back in one at bat, but you have to get some of it back. That's for sure.
That's right. You got to get off the ground right now and at least get one. Let them know that you're still in this ball game.
We're not giving up. I'll tell you, that's the one thing I know for sure about Ray Davis baseball teams. There's no give up.
Not in the St. John's kid.
Nope. Looks like they are going to bring in their big boy and see if he can't close this thing down now. It looks like Ryan Powell's on the mound. I consider him one of the better athletes in in Miami. He's tough. He's tough in every single sport he plays. All basketball season he had his hair braided up in cornrows, and now I'm looking at him and it's coming out the back of his hat. So this is his baseball look, and he's a hard thrower.
Definitely throwing hard on that one.
Yeah. Yeah, I consider Ryan to be their best pitcher. I was hoping to avoid him today for Redskin baseball, but looks like now with this lead, they're going to want to have him come in here and close the door. But you know what? As fast as those balls are coming in, that's how fast they could go out if we can get a piece of them.
That's where you get your power. You get your power off the pitch, not the bat.
Yep. He's 2-1 on Wes, and Wes is standing in. This does not intimidate Wes Scarborough. He's not intimidated. He's standing right on top of the plate. And that's ball 3. So we can get a base runner here with a 4-ball walk. That's a good start.
That is a good start. Intimidation factor alone.
There it is, 5 pitches.
Powell's got it. When I was playing, nobody had beards.
Yeah.
This kid's got a full beard out there, I'm telling you.
He's got a beard. I don't know. I coached against him in basketball. The kid's tough.
Oh.
The kid likes to mix it up. He likes to be physical. He wants you to know he's there. And he's doing the same thing here, but I'll tell you what, that's a good way to start. He just threw it past the catcher, and Wes is able to get down with no throw. So now we've got a runner sitting at second base, no outs.
It doesn't matter how hard you throw it.
Nope.
If it doesn't cross that plate, doesn't mean anything.
Doesn't mean anything. So I think Ryan's going to have to settle down, maybe take a little something off that, find the strike zone. There's a strike swinging by Gage.
Yeah, Coach Davis, was thinking, look, he just threw 5 balls. He's thrown 5 out of 6 pitches to a ball. Why are we swinging at that one?
Yep, that's what he's thinking. But Gage is ready now. He's seen him a couple of pitches, so he'll be ready to go.
Well, you want the
And he
confidence,
hits
too.
it to the shortstop. Shortstop comes up with it, makes a good throw, and throws Gage out at first. But the runner advances to third base, and Dazen Spencer is now ready to step to the plate. If Dazen can keep his head down on these pitches, his power will take him where he needs to go.
Yeah, you look at these two players, and they're pretty much built quite similarly.
Yeah, they are.
Real powerful.
That's a good pitch straight down the pipe.
Good pitch. It's upper part of the strike zone down the pipe. It's not the best pitch to hit.
No,
Especially
it's a tough pitch to
It's
hit.
on your first first pitch with him. See one, get one that you want to hit and want to drive.
Yeah.
That one results in pop-ups.
Yes, I agree with you. That's a little outside and down. All right, the second pitch, here it is, and Dayson takes a cut at that and fouls that thing back.
It looks like we're running into a little bit of technical difficulties at this time. We have
a scoreboard.
Yeah, our scoreboard's up. Our picture looks like it's out right now. So we're going to go down and check and see if our linking is there. And we have a backwards K.
That's tough to take. Up steps Clance Wilbank to the plate with 2 outs and 1 runner on third base. And the pitch, straight down the middle, strike 1.
Our picture's back. I don't know what happened. Maybe the wind blew it out for a minute. You know, trying to play with this wireless stuff. Maybe the wind kicked it and took it to Mexico for us.
Yeah, it could
We're
be.
out again.
Hopefully Mexico likes watching baseball.
That's true. Clance reaches out, and little
That's a
pop
good start.
fly, yep. Wind just likes to take and push that thing out of play.
If you take a look at the angles, especially the angle that the first baseman took, he's the only one who had a shot at that
Yeah.
ball, and his angle was too shallow. He didn't
Yeah,
understand
there's no
the
way
St.
he was.
John's wind.
No, and to be honest with you, first time Miami's played up here in St. John's, they told me they loved the field. It looks awesome.
Beautiful.
First time they played up here, so everything's new to them.
That's a
I
tough
don't
pitch
know.
Right there, another backwards
That's a
K.
tough pitch for Clance to have to take. It's way outside. You're darned if you do, darned if you don't on that pitch. That was just a good pitch. Like I said, Ryan Powell's tough to deal with, and took him a minute to get going, and then he was lights out after that.
Nope.
Well, it's on now.
It's off again.
Yeah.
With our technical difficulties, we're running a battery down there to see if the battery is our problem.
I want to do a shout out to Teen Legacy Productions and all of these guys around here making these things happen. So important for the players. I appreciate them personally. Judge Latham and what he's done to build these 2 programs both here and in Springerville, Round Valley. I think it's going to pay dividends for years and years and years to come with these young people. So
Tell you, it's been a fun thing, and Victor's taken over our scoreboard camera so that we can get back on the field while we're trying to do it. But Judge Latham, it's his brainchild, it's his thing, and we're grateful for him for doing it. We couldn't have done it without some tremendous help from the administrative office of the courts. They've given us a lot of money. And
Yeah.
we're really, really saddened. One of the ladies who's really been a champion for us in getting us the money is retiring.
why
in
she
the end
want
of
to
June.
retire?
She
And
says it's
enjoy
time-
her life,
it's time
or
to
what?
Enjoy
Yeah.
her life. But she wants to come up here and hang out at the loft and see what we do.
I hope she does. I hope I get the opportunity to thank her.
So we had a chance to talk to her a little bit yesterday at one of our meetings, and I explained to her that you know what, the kids, the parents, the families of these kids here in St. John's, they're grateful for what she did.
Oh, I can tell
And
you right now, there's a lot of grateful people.
We have them all over the nation, I told her. I said, there's other countries that have watched these broadcasts to see these kids perform. And
Absolutely.
So-
I went to a little league basketball camp, and all they talked about was Legacy Team Productions and the basketball broadcast. They were calling my players by their nicknames. They have to watch to do that. Miami here in the top of the 5th popped out to left field, and Dayson Spencer handled that ball no problem. And now here comes Tanner Peary again, and he was part of the problem last inning.
he was part of our problem.
Yep.
Let's Redskins. Hopefully we can get through this inning unscathed.
I tell you,
and
this
get back.
kid, this kid just has a huge amount of confidence. It looks like he's been doing this his whole life. Same thing on the basketball court. You look at him; he's not an intimidating structure. You know, he's like 5'6", 5'7", and this kid can crush it on the basketball field court, kill it on the baseball field. Just a tough athlete. He stands in, takes a called strike. I always like when you watch a batter and they're moving their fingers while the pitch is coming. That means they're totally calm, cool, collected. There's no stress going on. There's no white knuckling going on. You see his hands, they're just there, they're loose. He's ready to go, and he milks a walk out of Gage Tricky. And so they get the second batter on base. It's 1 out with a runner on first, and here comes my guy. Wheezy up to bat. And Koya Seva. I'm trying, Wheezy. I promise you I'm trying. The last time he was up, he hit into a double play, I believe,
Nope.
or the time before.
He was hit by a pitch.
Okay.
The time before, he hit one to the right side.
Right side.
Yeah.
All right.
0 for 2. But yeah, he took one square in the back last inning.
There you go. Okay. Good eye. He's the catcher on this team. He's tough.
Yeah, you know,
Great kid.
Catcher getting hit by a pitch. It's
No
not a
big deal. No
They
big
get hit
deal.
They get hit by foul tips. And I'll
Big
tell you
deal.
what, I've been hit by a ball straight from the pitcher as an umpire, and I've been hit by a foul tip. And I tell you what,
You don't want to be hit by a foul tip.
I've had 3 masks bent with foul tips.
Yeah. Yeah,
Those
that's not
things-
fun.
Those things come back and they put a whooping on you. They hurt.
I'm certain of that.
So it'll take you a minute to catch your breath.
Gage looks in. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Another one inside.
Another inside. He didn't want to wear that one though.
Yeah,
He
I
decided,
kinda want that
eh.
But one person that we really need to think as part of these broadcasts too, that we don't really mention him a whole lot, but it's Michael Whiting in the county attorney's office.
Well, that goes without saying, Michael Whiting. You know, I'm doing my best here, Mr. Whiting, to make baseball exciting to St. John's Redskin athletics. But listening to him call St. John's basketball is one of my favorite things to do, period. Love him. Does a great job, and I appreciate him and all he does for Apache County and St. John's athletics for sure.
Wheezy wore that one, so second hit by pitch, goes down to first. Looks
know,
like
that's
we have
a
courtesy runner in for him, number 2.
Yeah, so he can put his equipment back on and get ready to catch the 6th inning.
Yeah, but with Mr. Whiting though, it just shows you his passion
Yeah.
for helping people,
Yeah.
and especially the youth of St. John's.
Oh, he's awesome.
And it's like you can't ask for a better person.
Great
for that.
guy. I've known him my whole life. Or actually, I've known him his whole life. I'm a bit older. And, we go back, and I've loved that kid since he was little leaguer, playing both Little League basketball and Little League baseball here in St. John's. I grew up with his mom and dad. Yeah, Michael Whiting is just an amazing guy, and can't thank him enough for sure. And this guy's standing next to us, Victor. Can't do any of this without him either.
Oh, absolutely not. Victor Chavez has been instrumental
Just-
in taking this, and this fits his passion in life. He loves to do photography. He's a great photographer, and so this fits that passion that he
Yeah.
has, that creative vibe.
And
that
the
he
other
has.
thing is he is really teaching these young guys how to work this equipment. This is going to serve them the rest of their life. He's making an impact, and
Absolutely.
I think Victor Chavez is awesome, and so happy to even be a part of this with you guys. So can't say how much I appreciate what Team Legacy Productions does.
Well, we appreciate you coming in and your baseball knowledge and helping us out. And what everyone doesn't understand is, me and Victor, we get paid. That's a balk. You can't fake to first.
Yep.
Doesn't matter what side your arm's on, it's a balk.
It's a buck. You can't fake the first.
So it's you don't see that very often. But
Nope.
But Victor and I, it's part of our job. Even though we love doing this, we love seeing the kids be successful.
Yeah.
Kale, my Kale,
Yeah.
the most well-known Kale in St. John's.
Yeah. He's very famous.
He just loves doing this. He
Yeah.
thinks it's the greatest thing.
I'll
in the
tell you
world.
what, if he keeps doing this, before long, Kale and I were talking before the game, and we were talking about Al Michaels, and we were talking about Jim Nance. Kale keeps doing this, I'm telling you, they better pay attention. Kale's going to come for their job.
And this fits his personality really well.
Yeah. And he's super knowledgeable about all the sports. I mean, he does have you for a father, so, he's got to be.
He's a sponge. He loves sports. My wife loves sports. She loves baseball, Jeter fan, Yankee fan.
Oh, that's too bad.
I know, but she loves it. So he doesn't have a choice but to get to know some sports and to do that. But we're grateful for you. We know that there's jobs out there that you can do that you can get paid for. You're volunteering your time to let us talk about these kids.
Well,
let us
that's the
show the world that St. John's has great kids.
I'm
But
telling you,
we're
man.
also showing Miami has great kids and great coaches.
Yep.
And people like you, they allow us to do this, and we're grateful for it. And those few people that are watching on YouTube, we're going to try to make our broadcast better and continue to do this.
Well, I'm going to have to answer to the bishops if, just so you know, they'll call me. They'll just call me. They're from California. They'll just call me.
They are. And if I happen to call him knees,
Yeah.
I'm not picking on him. I love the kid. He's a great kid. He's no Pacer though. Pacer's my boy. I love Mr. Pacer.
Yeah. That's for those of you that don't know, that's Clarence Wiltbank's older brother, Pacer Wiltbank. And let me tell you, I do this. I went home and told my wife I've got to go. I'm going to call the game on Team Legacy Productions. She's like, how long will it take? And she's like, don't answer that. You're going to be around those boys. You could be all night. I mean, I love these boys. I love baseball, but I love these kids more. And both sides. I mean, Gabe Escobedo, like I've told you at the start of this broadcast, he's one of my favorite kids in the state of Arizona.
Absolutely.
Love that kid.
That's like, as an official, I get to know kids from all over the mountain, all over the state, really.
Yeah.
And, especially when we do tournaments, then we really get to know the key teams because we see them a whole lot. But it's just a fun experience to be out there and to see kids fail.
Yeah.
And then turn around and pick themselves up and be a success. And you cheer for that kid. You're like, hey,
absolutely.
You know what? Now you know how to make it in life. We all fail once, twice,
Looks like
3 times, but we all. The champion is the one who gets up after he fails.
Well, St. John's always going to get up. There's no question about that. Now it looks like we got a pitching change. It looks like we're going to bring the catcher, Joe Bushman, into the mound. We're going to move the shortstop to catcher. Justice is going to go behind the plate. Kale's going to be moved from first to short, and Gage Trickey's going to move back off the mound and back to first base. We've got 2 players, actually, if you want to add Joe Bushman, 3 players that makes Coach Ray Davis's job really easy. They can play anywhere on the field. Justice can catch. He can play anywhere on the field. Kale can catch. He can play anywhere on the field. Same with Joe Bushman. So that's fun. And now here comes the aforementioned Gabe Escobedo. And he steps in against Joe Bushman. This will be his 3rd pitcher faced, and he's been successful all 3 times. So we'll see what he does here. Takes call, strike 1. Gabe's only a junior. He's going to be back next year to give us fits across the state in all 3 sports. Here's the 2nd pitch. It's high. He's going to take that for ball 2.
You just tell. That kid's a great athlete.
Yep. His confidence really is where I think it all stems from. I watch him play. He doesn't care. He knows he's put in the work, and he's ready to go. I was talking to his mom. He's been on a club ball baseball team his whole life. Since he's 6 years old, he's been playing baseball. So she said he likes football. he likes baseball, but he loves basketball. I said, well, that's unfortunate for me. I'm the basketball coach that has to coach against him.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, you want players like that. You want these kids that love playing 3, 4,
Yep.
15 different sports, you know?
Yep.
When you're young, play them all.
Play them all.
Play 'em all.
I agree with you completely. I played them all. I loved athletics. Gabe just took that inside to run the count to 2-1. Here's the pitch. He takes a nice cut. He was looking to send that thing airmail over the fence, and instead he fouled that thing straight back to the backstop. The count's now 2-2. And Joe Bushman's throwing hard. He's throwing that right down the pipe. And he's saying, if you can hit it, hit it. But here it comes.
Absolutely. Here's my best pitch. I'm going to get out of this inning as quickly as we can.
That was a nice pitch. I've seen that call for a strike already.
Yeah, it's tough.
Yep,
It's right,
that one's tough.
It's right around there. You know, you get that pitch, the more consistent you are.
Yep,
You
yep,
know, the closer you can stay around the plate. Maddox was like that.
yep. I think if Justice could have framed that a little better and not moved his body, that might have happened. There is a slow grounder to first. Gets the force out at home plate. That's a nice play by Gage Trickey to save that run and keep it in single digits here. So we got 2 outs, and Joe Bushman's now looking like he's going to face Perkins.
Perkins.
And
Who's had a fielder's choice, strikeout, and
a line drive up the middle, right?
yeah, he took it up the middle.
Yep. In that
Short
big
center
inning.
field, yeah.
Yep. So here he steps in. He keeps his hands loose too. I think that's a coach's lesson that they must teach them, because they're very, very calm in the box when they stand in there. There's no white knuckling for Miami. They really come in and do a good job.
Yeah, they're a well-coached team.
There's the pitch. And that strike on that outside corner we were just talking about. If he can get that pitch to be called, he'll be in good shape.
Absolutely.
That time Justice was able to keep his body still, reach out and grab that ball. Makes it easier for the official to see where exactly that ball was pitched.
You'd like to see Justice on that instead of snapping at it, though.
Yes.
Just kind of
Just-
just hold the glove a little bit.
I
like,
agree
hey,
with
it's
you.
right here.
Yeah, that's a good
When you-
point,
When
Paul.
you snap away, sometimes it's like, I gave up on that pitch.
Yep.
You don't give up on the pitch.
I agree with you completely. That's a good observation.
A good catcher will get pitches for the pitcher.
Absolutely they will. Being a St. Louis Cardinal fan and a Yadier Molina fan, no one knows that more than me. Greatest catcher to ever play the game, in my opinion. I didn't say greatest hitter. I just said greatest pitcher. Oh, Justice turned around to throw that to Joe and overthrew him, and 2 runs scored on that. That was not pretty. In fact, that was ugly.
Absolutely.
Yep, he turned around and without spotting Joe, just threw it and overthrew him, threw it to
So that brings
second
us
baseman.
11-2. If they can play at the runner at second base and hope St. John's game's over. So hopefully we can get this out.
We
inning
need
over
this
with.
out right now, or it's an early day for Paul Hancock and Rusty Oaks at Team Legacy Production.
Yeah. South's giving up two runs on one pass ball, and then you overthrow
Yep,
the pitcher covering.
yep.
Sometimes it's better just to eat the ball, just eat it and give up that 1 run.
I see that happen so often in high school baseball. Just to eat the ball. See, that worries me a little too. I mean, you send that ball out to center field and he comes in to score. You know, let's get this out right here at home plate.
Absolutely.
Let's worry about this guy.
And too often. But that's good coaching, too, on that part is, you know, to get a runner out, you have to throw the ball perfectly, catch the ball.
Yes.
There's so many things
So
that
many
have to
moving
go
parts.
right.
Yes.
It's good. Be aggressive.
I don't have a problem being aggressive, but when the game's on the line,
Well, yeah.
I mean, you give up another run, the game's over.
Absolutely. I was on
So let's get this guy right here. Let's get this batter.
Aggressive. St. John's pitcher needs to be aggressive. Come after this.
Oh,
kid.
if I'm Miami, I'm moving on every single pitch. I'm trying to make them make errors.
Absolutely.
But St. John's just needs to come and get the batter.
Let's get the batter. Let's get our bats fired up. Ooh, that was
Yep.
a close one. Justice almost got the umpire to call that one.
Yeah, he did a nice job of holding his glove there and framing that nicely. Just a bit inside.
And our umpires today, you know, We have Curtis Rutherford behind the plate.
Yeah.
He's one of our younger up-and-coming officials.
He's done a nice job. He's been very consistent.
He's very solid. Like I said, I had him the other night down in Payson. Ooh. And,
Wow.
and
Runner comes back and takes that. He knocks Cale down, diving back to the plate. Got a late jump back, and I wouldn't call that a slide as much as I'd call it just a block.
Yeah, that's a tough one. As an umpire, you're trying to figure out, okay, because if the ball's not there,
Yeah.
Cale has to get out of the baseline.
Yes.
Or else it's obstructing the runner, and then the runner gets to come to third.
Right.
If the ball's there, then you might be able to call something on the runner and get the out. But officials at that time didn't feel anything. Sometimes you just have collisions, you have train wrecks.
Agreed.
But Curtis, one of our
There's
young
a strike
officials,
three. We were able to get out of that inning and be able to take the dugout and come back and hopefully get some hot bats. We've got 3 at bats left. We can still make some noise, but they're going to have to get going. And the beauty is we're at the top of the lineup. We've got Dion Perry coming up, and then the top of the lineup. And quite frankly, Tony LaRussa used to do this all the time. He used to use his 9th hitter, and he called it his second leadoff.
absolutely.
And so Ray does the same thing with Dion. Dion can get on, and then that gives you Justice coming up next, and you're able to get your big hitters with maybe a couple of runners on. So we're going to see if that happens. Afton Cox is going to lead us off in the bottom of the 5th, followed by Dion Perry, and then Justice Burt at the top of the order.
8-9-1 coming up, and Afton's just an athlete.
Yep.
This kid's an athlete. He puts bat
Yep.
on the ball. He can make things happen as well. So you have 8-9-1 coming up. It might as well be 1-2-3.
Yeah.
With those 3 kids.
Yep.
Especially with the star throwing kid from Miami. You just get the ball, you just stick the bat out there. And you
That's
get it
what
in
I'm.
the outfield.
That's what I'm saying. If you can just get the bat out there and make contact, that ball will go. If Afton can keep his nose in it, keep his head down, and make some good swings here, I think he can do some damage.
And these kids from St. John's, they play 3-4 sports. They've had
Yep.
a ton of success in football. They've had a lot of success in basketball and wrestling, those who wrestled.
Yep.
And so, there's no quit in them.
Nope.
They just know how to compete.
Afton was one of the key factors in the football program having such a successful year. Every time I looked up, Afton Cox was making a play. In basketball, he was a critical part to our team because, nobody gives credit to those guys that have to practice every day against the starters, and he pushed Joe Bushman really hard all year long. Steps in and takes ball 1 in the dirt.
Well, I tell you, it's the bench players who make the championship teams. They're the ones who
I agree.
make your starters better. If you don't have a bench player pushing number
Yeah.
1, then it's not what it should be. You got to have that number 2 guy wanting to be number 1.
I'd like to see Afton drop that bat just a little bit down and pull it back a little bit. Just make that easy swing and get that contact hit. That's a strike.
Strike right down the middle.
He's taken there.
Yeah, he was taken the whole way. You could tell.
Yes.
It's 2-0 count. He's taken. Make you throw a strike. Let's get a strike.
Let's
Good
get a
leadoff
strike
hitter.
right here.
Good leadoff hitter. Make him work a little bit.
Yep. There's a strike.
Another one. A little bit lower. Definitely in the strike zone right down the middle.
Yep.
So 2-2 count. Now you're going to protect. But, growing up watching those Tony LaRussa, St. Louis Cardinal teams, that was a fun team to watch.
I have
Back on
lots of
old-
stories.
Old Bush Stadium,
Yep.
artificial turf. The temperature
with
would get 130
Vince
degrees.
Coleman racing
Oh,
around the base paths, Willie McGee chasing
So-
balls down in the outfield.
The
Yeah, it was a
Wizard
fun
of
time.
Oz, sucking
The
everything
Wizard.
up at shortstop.
Yep.
Holy cow! Doing his backflip
Yes.
as he went out there.
Yeah, he's tough. I tell all my kids, I call them my kids, my players. I'm a St. Louis Cardinal fan through and through. Definitely love my Redbirds and really enjoyed living there and getting to watch them play on a consistent basis. Afton Cox takes
Gets the
ball and is able to get to first base.
Works the count full, gets the ball for. But the St. Louis Cardinals, Bush Stadium is It's a special place, Old Bush. I went to school. My junior year was out there in St. Charles.
Yeah,
we went
at
to a couple
Lindenwood, right?
Yes, sir, Lindenwood.
Yeah.
We went to a couple of Cardinal games. We had them watching the Braves, and
Fun stuff.
Justice. What, I can't remember his last name for the Braves. Kind of was in the
Oh,
news.
Dave Justice.
Yeah, kind of in the
David
news for
Justice.
some bad things, you know.
Yeah.
And then you see him take a foul ball and he gave it to a special needs person.
Yeah.
And you're like, you know what? He
Oh.
might be a jerk, but he's not. He's good. He's got a good heart.
I think there are so many more professional athletes that are great guys than there are that are jerks.
Well, and I think a lot of them get a bad rap.
And when you come to St. Louis, man, if you're fortunate enough to make the St. Louis Cardinals roster, it's expected that you're a good guy, and you're going to do good things. Same with the St. Louis Blues. I've watched it time and time again. Children's Hospital, the things that they do. Dion's up here right now working, and I just like his confidence. He's standing in the box strong. He's watching the pitch. It's 2-1 now. I promise you, if this guy gives him a pitch across the plate that he thinks he can hit, he's going to drive this ball. He looks the part right now.
He does. Looks confident. Looks relaxed.
And just
Drives
like
to the
that,
third
I'll
baseman.
tell you what, man. Dion has hit the ball on the screws all day long, right at people. That's a nice at bat by Dion. So that's going to bring the top of the order because Afton Cox was picked off first base. Line shot to third. He flings it over to first and doubles off Afton, who was going on contact, trying to make something happen in this fifth inning.
I tell you, this third baseman has made two great plays down
Great
there.
plays. We talked about how hard it is to play that position. He's playing it well. Justice steps in now, takes strike one, which doesn't rattle him at all.
No,
He could care less.
That's just the first. What do you have to say about this, Cale? What's going on here? You've been a little quiet for us.
Well, I don't have very
Might be-
much to say.
Do you have any tidbits of wisdom? How can St. John's get back in this game?
By not allowing any more runs, and getting more runs on their offensive side. Defensively, try to prevent runs, get more strikes and outs.
There's a
and
nice little
stuff like
fluke
that.
fly.
Yeah, it's curving.
Holy.
We'll see. Oh,
Oh, but the right
never
fielder,
mind.
it curved right into him. You know, that was going to be a tough play, and the wind pushed it right to the right field.
That's
yeah, you know where initially hit, probably
terrific.
center fielder
Yeah.
gets it in an easy one. You see the center fielder come sliding in there, and he
And
wasn't going to get it. If
he
the right
wasn't
fielder
gonna
doesn't
get
get that one, it's a base hit. That was a good at bat by Justice. It just happened to be an outcome that we didn't like.
Nope. That happens. The ball will push toward the right fielder coming at it. So now we're going to take the field in the top of the sixth inning. Joe Bushman's going back to the mound, and Justice Burt's got to race in there after getting that final out, put his gear on, and get back out to be the catcher.
All right, we're going to have a quick message from Judge Latham explaining a little bit of what we do.
We hope you're enjoying today's Legacy Teen Production broadcast. Legacy Teen Productions is one of many proactive youth engagement programs that are part of our Legacy Teen Centers. We created the first Legacy Teen Center, The Loft, in St. John's, Arizona, in 2017 to provide local high school students with a free, safe, positive, fun place where they could gather together outside of school. The Loft has musical instruments, free guitar lessons, computer access with high-speed internet, video games, art supplies, pool tables, ping pong, air hockey, a recording studio with audio editing equipment, video production equipment, a kitchen, cooking classes, and much more. The Loft also hosts dances, parties, summer outdoor hikes, special events, and much more. We are planning to open our second Legacy Teen Center in Round Valley this spring, The Lodge. The goal of the Legacy Teen Centers is to proactively engage with our youth, provide them resources to learn new skills, build a stronger sense of belonging and personal connections, and hopefully spark inspiration and passion in their lives. I wanted to thank Paul Hancock, Victor Chavez, Hannah Wilkinson, and the Gwynns for making the Loft program successful. Big thank you to Judge Butch Gennels for teaching free guitar lessons each week. And finally, we are grateful to the Apache County leadership, local school officials, and the St. John's community for your support.
Yeah, we cut that off a little bit short because we're back here in the top of the sixth inning.
Ryan Powell up to bat. He's swinging, trying to get that run across the board so they can call it a 10-run rule. That's what he's doing. He's aggressively swinging up there. But he is now behind in the count, too, 0-1. There's the second pitch outside.
You know, you like what Joseph Bushman has done. He came in, got us out of the last inning, and now he's starting off the second inning work strong.
Yeah, he's doing a good job. Powell hits that ball between third baseman and the shortstop. Stand up, single. And now it looks like Matt Riddle stepping to the plate. Runner on first, and it looks like they're going to pinch run for Ryan Powell. I can't see the number, but they have a pinch runner in for him, and Matt Riddle has stepped to the plate.
I think that was Powell's third hit of the day.
He's a tough kid.
With a sacrifice fly in the first inning.
Strike one right down the middle. The runner wasn't going. So we've got 0-1 on the batter. Second pitch from Joe Bushman. Yeah, he turns to throw the first base. Just get that kid's uniform dirty. Make his mom have to wash it later. He just puts him in the dirt.
That's what's important.
Yeah.
You know,
You want to come home looking like you've played. There's a ball hit to Cale Stewart.
That's a tough one. We get one, maybe.
Yep, he got the one.
We got the one.
That ball, he bobbled coming up with that thing, and that runner from first base was bearing down on second base bag, so he got the one out. Smart move.
Cale's trying to get the double play, and he knew he had to hurry because he's got a lot of speed out there, and he just looked up a little too soon.
Yep.
But they will stick with it, get one, puts us at one out, runner on second base. It's good to have a great athlete like Cale out there who can do that.
Yeah, I agree with you. That ball's fouled straight back overhead. Strike one. Really happy to see all these friendly faces out here watching this ball game today. I know the players appreciate being able to look up in the stands and seeing all the fans and all of that, so excited about that. The pitch from Bushman, he turns and throws back to second base, but not in time, not close.
Yeah, that's not I'm going to get you out move. That's just hey, I know you're there.
Yep.
You got my attention a little bit. Sometimes they step off. It's like, well, I didn't like the pitch that was called, so I'm going to
step off
and let the runner think about it for a minute. But no, days like today when you get a nice little crowd like this, it's
right at Wiltbank, and ball got through his glove. That was a hard hit line drive right at second base.
Yeah, I think on that one he was looking to double up the runner as well. Clance is a good kid. Right. He'll be okay. He'll recover. He's going to make a play right here anyway and get us out of this inning. But it's good. It's good to see the everyone out supporting these kids on a beautiful day. Baseball's one of those sports that it just brings communities together.
I agree with you, and the weather's just great. Wind's starting to pick up a little more the later it gets. We really need to do a good job of holding this runner at third base.
Yeah, we can't let the runner in.
Yeah.
So
we'll see what happens.
This ball by Pena is going to be right at Clance.
Yeah.
Clance is going
double play.
Field it cleanly. Flip
nice.
The Cale right to first. And we're going to get out of this inning. That's how it's going to work.
This whole time, Michael Whiting's been calling Preston Wilson the Matrix. You're the Matrix. You're calling this before it happens. I love that.
That's why I
love that.
That's why I don't make any mistakes as an official, because I see what's coming already.
Nice.
I had a little blurry vision. I think there was something in my contact, and we have a hit by pitch.
Yeah. He wore that thing. That hit him right in the back. And, leave it to me to be talking up a kid, Tanner Peary, the whole game. And now the bases are loaded. And who walks to the plate?
Yes, sir.
Tanner Peary.
Mr. Peary. It's okay. Clance is going to get this. We're going to Clance right here. We're going to knees.
Well, we're just going to have to bear down and get these outs right here. Oh, nice frame by Justice, but just missed outside.
Just outside. Great job by Justice. And that's right where you want it. You want to be outside on this kid.
Yep.
Let's get it.
Definitely don't want him to turn on it. Great pitch straight up the middle.
But again, number 5 team in the nation, in the state, in the 2A.
In the state, 2A
And,
conference.
They're playing like it. St. John's is a good ball club. They're a tough team, good ball club, and I tell you, Miami's just showing you that they're on a.
I thought today coming into this game, I felt like, Miami's the cream of the crop. They're the cream of the 2A East.
Yeah.
And I'd like to see us stay close to them. And we did. I mean, we stayed with them for 4 innings, and then we had one bad inning. And in baseball, that's all it takes, one bad inning. And bad things can happen. And, after 4 innings, it was 2-2. So they knew they were in a ball game, and there looks like Bushman walks in a runner because it's the merry-go-round effect now with runners on first, second, and third. Stepping to the plate is the catcher.
So that puts us at 12-2. We got it.
Yep.
We need to get this out. 2 outs,
And we got to score a run.
and then we got to score a run.
Yeah, Mr. Koyasiva is up to bat. Wheezy, as we like to call him. He's up to bat. He's first pitch swinging. If that ball's out of play into the fans, nobody got hit. We hope.
And that's one thing that Mr. Whiting did for us. That's just phenomenal. You got to know these kids.
Right.
You got to know their tendencies on the court.
Yep.
And he had great nicknames for them.
Oh, I love his nicknames. Are you kidding me? I was telling you about the Little League. I go and ask who their favorite players. They tell me the Matrix, the Big O, Indiana Jones. I mean, they had all of them. The Law. Yeah, I just hope to be something remotely close to what Michael Whiting does at the basketball game. Baseball's a little tough because you got to have conversations in between all of the downtime.
Baseball is definitely a different animal.
Yeah.
And again, that's why it brings communities together.
Yep.
It's a great melting pot game where
They can have
people get to know each other.
conversations between pitches and all of that. I'll tell you somebody else I'd like to thank publicly is Nelson Davis, who is the maintenance director for St. John's High School. Actually, the entire school district. As it looks like Joe Bushman was able to get the strikeout. Nice job, Joe.
Backwards K's are beautiful.
They are beautiful things. Nelson has done an amazing job with the facility and what he's done. This field is beautiful.
Well,
It's just absolutely beautiful.
I go, and I'm on fields all over the state
Yeah.
as an official. I'm on fields and courts all over the state.
Sure.
And there for a while, St. John's fields were middle tier.
Yeah.
They're never really extremely poor, but they're middle tier.
Right.
No, they are top tier fields. Nelson has turned the fields around,
Yep.
and he's done great things here.
Yeah.
But you're right, we do need to thank him. He's our newly elected Board of Supervisors member.
I do know that.
And we do rely on them for support to allow us to do these things because we are a county entity.
Yeah.
So, Nelson Davis, we appreciate the work you do there as well. But your field, definitely phenomenal.
Yeah, he was quite an athlete in his day too, I'll tell you that. And he's just, I just wanted to bring it up because I'm looking at this field and saying how beautiful everything looks, and that's on him.
It is.
Appreciate him.
Him and Coach Davis puts a lot of work into the
Sure.
field too. And these kids, baseball is one of those more interesting sports. After this game, after the JV game, you're going to see all these players come out. They're going to rake it, they're going to spray it, they're going to take care of the field.
Yep.
And they take pride in their field. You don't see that after a football game.
No. No.
The kids go home.
My basketball team ain't mopping the court after the game's over. We're not doing any of that. So you're right. Baseball is totally different. They've got to rake the dirt off. They just tried to throw the kid out at second base, and the runner at third just advanced for another run.
So now we need to get 2.
We got to get 2 in the bottom of the 6th in order to stay in this thing.
Because that's what you like. That's what I love seeing about baseball is these kids, they take care of the field.
Yeah.
Baseball, softball, the same thing.
Yeah.
They take care of their fields and they care about it. But yeah, you don't see the basketball players mopping the court. You don't see the football players coming in and mowing it on Saturday morning.
It's true. Baseball players do that. That's a nice pitch just outside. We've got 2 outs. We need to get this out, see if we can't get the bats going.
St. John's got an 11-point deficit at the top of the 6th inning. How do you think they'll be able to stay into this game?
Well, we got to get out of this inning, Cal. We got 2 down, 2 outs. So we just need to get this batter, get out of this inning, and go back in and get
And
our-
we've got the top of the lineup, Cale, coming. I mean, we've still got
we're in good
Wes
shape.
Scarborough and Cale Stewart coming up in the bottom half of this inning.
Now we're going to start off with Bushman.
Yeah, we got Joe Bushman, Cale Stewart, Wes Scarborough. We've got the hitters to put some runs on the board, but first thing we got to get out of this inning.
We get some strikes thrown. And,
Full count now, 2 outs.
just need
You know what's happening here? The runner at first base, he's going. He's definitely going.
and right
Soon
now,
as
this
he's
is the runner you
on
want.
movement.
This is the hitter you want to get. We don't want to get to number 1. That's
Yeah. There's the hit, and it's out to Dion
That's
Perry
the
in
deal.
center.
oh,
And he's
Oh,
not
just
able. He
out.
dives for that ball, but not able to come up with it. The throw in, and he was able to drive 2 runs in with a stand-up double. So now the score is 14-2, 15-2.
15-2.
15-2.
That's their 4th of this inning.
I'll tell you, they just keep adding on, right? They just, every inning, 2 or 3, 3 or 4. And before you know it, you're way behind. And they've got a hard throwing right-hander on the mound, so we've got a lot of work to do, and it's going to be no small feat to come back in this game.
It can still be done, though.
It can be done.
I was down at a state softball game. It was a semifinal game. Denson and Winslow. And Denson and Winslow both have tremendous histories in
Right.
softball. They're both very, very good teams. And Winslow's just putting it on Denson at this time. Winslow's way better this year. And Benson coaches now this superintendent over there in Sholo. Comes up to me with all the confidence in the world. He's like, "Paul, do you know how to eat an elephant?" And he's like,
One bite at a time.
one bite at a time.
Yeah, I'm
so
here to-
Kale,
Yeah.
do you want to know how to get back in this game?
No.
One run at a time.
One run at a time.
You take a bite out of that elephant, pretty soon you'll have it eaten. So if St. John's doesn't get up there and try to get 10 runs in one at bat,
Yeah, I
they
think
can
you're
get
right.
back in this, right back in.
Well,
it.
Joe Bushman's way ahead on this batter. He's 0-2, and so we're in good shape here. Don't give him anything to hit. This is my my buddy here, Gabe Escobedo, and he is being aggressive. The count is 0-2.
And Gabe right now is doing a lot of defensive swings. He's looking for a pitch that he wants, and he wants to drive. And
Like
he
that
found
one?
He found one.
Like that one.
Puts it to the
So
fence.
all the way off the fence, and he's standing 2. He's standing 2, and that's his 5th triple, or 5th double of the year. Yeah, that's his 6th double of the year, leading the conference in doubles, leading the conference in triples as well.
That's his 3rd hit of the day. He's been hit by the pitch, had a fielder's choice,
Yeah.
and then 3 hits on top of that.
Had to go with his 786 batting average. This kid is ridiculous. Leading the whole conference in batting average, in runs scored, in doubles. All right, he's standing 2, and we got a new batter, and that ball is inside for ball 1. There's a pitch. That's a nice little pitch. That's right at Clarence Wilbank, and he's able to make the play, and we're out of that inning, but not before
Now in the middle.
the Miami Vandals score 7 runs.
They got
It was,
5.
it was 9-2, right? And now it's
It was 11. It was 11-2. It was a
11-2.
Yeah. So they ended
So
up
they
with
got 5
runs.
more runs that inning.
Yep. 16-2.
Well, goodness gracious. It looks like the Miami Vandals are sending some different players out onto the field to finish this game off. And I think this is a perfect opportunity for the Redskins to put some runs on the board.
You know, I think we need to do is talk to Mr. Bradshaw about making these games a little bit better for us. And I think what he needs to do is get a grill right there and just keep feeding us the hamburgers.
I agree with you. Nice little hamburger grill.
And if we had a certain store nearby that would just ferry in the drinks for us,
I might know someone.
It would be great. It would be great if we could just get that done. Some burgers and some soda coming this way. I think that'd be a little bit better.
You know, I know
start
someone at a
grilling,
certain
Dad.
store. That's true. You might have to make that happen.
Yeah.
I hear they've
You gotta
got
have that
world
soft,
famous
chewable
crushed ice.
You know, it's funny. We talk about that. We're getting ready to create the lodge over in Round Valley.
Round Valley, yeah.
And we're getting really close. In a couple of weeks, we'll be into it, and then we'll be doing our part. And one of the first things Judge Latham says that we need in there,
Crushed ice machine.
crushed ice machine. But it can't be regular crushed ice. It's got to be this soft, chewable
Right.
crushed ice
Yeah.
like we have a couple places here in town. So
Yeah.
I have been all over Google.
Let me tell
And
you.
I'm telling you, I've been looking at machines that are here in town.
Yeah.
And I found one, so
That's
I'll
not,
have one.
I know firsthand, that's not a cheap venture.
No, sir.
That's a very expensive venture to get that really soft, I call it flake ice, because it's not crushed, it's more flaky enough. It's a beautiful thing. In
it's-
steps Joe Bushman.
It's an expensive machine.
It is an expensive machine. No question about that. Joe takes a ball 2 outside. Here comes the third pitch of the at-bat. Right down the middle, and Joe hits that ball foul. Out of play, right side.
We're a little worried on that hit down the right field line because my work truck was down there that we were shooting video out of.
Oh, that's
the
not
back of
good.
it. So, you know, we just don't want any dents on it or broken windows. But it was a great tool to get some video down there for a bit.
No, I think it's a great tool as long as there's not a baseball in the windshield.
Absolutely.
Joe Bushman battling off that pitch. Count is 2-2.
So next week, I think we have 3-4 home games.
We've got 3 home games next week in a row. Boom, boom, boom. Like Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday.
Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, I think it is.
Yeah.
So we have 3. I think maybe might have 4 softball games. We'll have those in here next week. We plan on
I'm excited.
streaming each and every one of those. Victor and I will be working hard this next few days to try to figure out what the technical difficulties were with our main camera, but we're also going to try to put up a couple of more cameras and just get a few more camera angles.
Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah.
That's definitely fun. That was a nice hit by Joe Bushman between the third baseman and the shortstop and upsets our big guy, Cale Stewart.
So we just need Kale to continue this merry-go-round right now.
Yep. Got to get a couple of runs here. Got to get a couple of runs here to stay in this ball game. I don't want to send my own Miami back home quite yet. Let's make them stay a little longer. And I'll tell you, Cale can do it. Cale can put 2 runs on the board in one swing. So, and he tried.
He did. I tell you what. You're looking at Kale up here, and you know the kid's a phenomenal athlete. He's a great baseball player.
Yeah.
But you can tell that he's smart. He's back in the box.
Yes.
He's choked up a little bit on the bat,
Yep.
trying to catch up to this heat.
Yes.
This flamethrower from Miami.
Well, Cale's an all-state baseball player as a freshman. He's tough. Nothing surprises me with this kid. Nothing surprised me. He takes an outside pitch that he didn't want to look at, and I wouldn't have wanted him to take.
Yeah,
That ball was low outside. The worst thing that could have happened is him swing and just hit a low grounder for a double play. So he's waiting for his pitch.
Yeah, now you just want to fight those off.
Tough pitch.
That was a great pitch.
Curveball outside. Cale had to swing, protect the plate, and that's
That's a filthy pitch.
filthy.
I think that pitch is outlawed in 3 or 4 different states.
Should be outlawed in this field. Up to bat is Wes Scarborough. We've talked about his tenacity. This kid will stand in there with the best of them. I look for Wes to get a hit right here. I'll tell you, I love Saturday mornings getting up and going to the feed store and getting everything I need for the upcoming week. And there's Wes Scarborough working his tail off. I always give him a big hug. Just a great kid. Looking forward for him to get a hit right here. And he's swinging. He's not going to go down looking. I'll tell you that.
He's on it. He's on each pitch, each swing. He's fouled it off. I tell you, Wes, he's one of those kids. The worker family, rodeo cowboy family.
Yeah.
So they're tough.
They're tough family. Yeah.
Great wrestler.
Let me tell you, his wrestling made me as happy as anything this winter. To watch him wrestle was absolute treat. I think he finished second in the state this year, wrestled for the state championship.
He did extremely well, yes, sir.
Yeah. Yep, I think he got beat in the state championship, but let me tell you something, man, this kid is tough.
He's a little unorthodox on his wrestling style as well. I remember
Well,
Gage
when
Heath
you're
talking
six,
about
when you're 6'4" and you weigh 140 pounds, you might be unorthodox.
Well, and he's got about 8.5 feet of legs, too.
He's 6'4", and at least 5'10" of that is legs.
And I think they grew each match, too. I think he had this little ability to...
I got such a kick out of watching the opponent look at Wes and think he's got this, and then Wes pinned the dude. I watched it countless times, and he ended up taking the strikeout, and up comes Gage Tricky.
That was another great pitch. Just fooled him.
What's funny is he's coming inside, and then once he gets ahead on him on the count, he goes outside curveball and they bite.
Yeah.
Yep, he's done it twice, and here we go with Gage Tricky stepping in. The first pitch was high.
We need Gage to get us on base. We got to continue this inning, continue the game. So there it is.
And there's a nice hit to second base. The play, toss to second, and this ball game is over. And I'd like to thank everyone that was watching us on Legacy Team Productions YouTube for watching, and find us here again on Tuesday when the St. John's Redskins will be back in action.
Absolutely, be here Tuesday. We're gonna, like I said, Victor and I will work hard, try to get this thing figured out, and give you guys a great show, and hopefully we can get a W on Tuesday with the Redskins.
We're hoping.
Great baseball team. So thanks for tuning in, and we appreciate you guys.
Have a great night.
Thank you.